Hello, this is Jake. I'm gonna be playing Terraria, one of my favorite games of all time. I have no plans on any video structure or anything. I'm just gonna be playing and talking, and hopefully I learn something, and hopefully I entertain at least someone as well. But we'll see. I'm gonna be starting cutting a lot of trees because I like to build a lot of NPC houses at the start. Usually I like to build around 5, but I think I'm gonna go for 7. Yeah, 7. Definitely has to be an odd number though, because I want it to be symmetrical. And I think it's just easier to do symmetry with odd numbers. I'm not an expert on Terraria by any means, but I have played a lot. I have no idea how many hours, but it's a lot of hours for sure. But I'm gonna just be playing in a relaxing manner. Hopefully, I don't stress myself out too much by recording. But I think I'll be fine. I wanna have a new hobby, which ironically it's playing video games but recording. Slightly different. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty. I'm just gonna go over here. A lot of sunflowers for speed, which is nice. I think there's enough wood. Gotta make sure I know where I'm going with this idea. Alrighty. Gotta kill some slimes, get some torches. And I also want to find a good place to die. That way I can mark myself. Normally I like to do it as soon as I spawn, but I always forget. I have the idea, and it never comes to fruition. Alrighty. Where can I die? Can't pass up iron though. One good thing I always like about Terraria is the fact that you don't really have to worry about your life. Die as many times as you can. Everything will be fine. Sure, you'll lose money, but money is so easy to come by that it's not a non-issue. I know a lot of people like to play this game with no deaths or, playing in medium core, but I'm not one of those people. I just like to take my time and play Terraria in a relaxing manner, I think. It's not much of a stressful time for me, even if I die multiple times. It doesn't stress me out. It's just a very fun game to me. The jungle is over here. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be fun. Usually the jungle is very dangerous, but honestly, if you go fast, the danger goes down really quickly. It's only dangerous if you let it sit for a while and then, you get swarmed by a lot of, mobs that are, very strong. Like that. But usually if you go pretty quickly, you can explore it very well. A lot of people use it to, gear up immediately, getting very strong weapons at the start. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna ignore it for a while, and I forgot to mark it. Oh well. We can always die again. Infinite lives. Without a cheat code. But yes, as I was saying, I'm not gonna go immediately to the jungle and just get all the gear I can, because I usually do that all the time. And it's not that it makes it not fun, but I wanna enjoy this game a little bit longer than I want to. Mainly because I know I wanna record as much as possible, but also that way I can get more experience as well. I haven't talked this long in ever, honestly, especially to myself, but we'll see how things go. I like to play games, so hopefully I can recording games. I always enjoy other people, I've always watched a lot of YouTubers for the longest time ever. I never really commented or even done anything, honestly. I just watch. So now I wanna make videos. It's a hobby to relax myself and also to challenge myself, you know? It's always good to challenge yourselves. I'm gonna challenge myself by playing games. Very challenging. Usually when I talk a lot. Like most people that aren't comfortable with their own voice, you know, it's because they don't like to talk. I, on the other hand, I think I talk too much. I ramble too much. Here I am trying to explore. I should just die. I tend to ramble a lot in person. I always like to ask questions, keep the talking going. But I feel like that's gotten the opposite effect as well, where I feel like I'm less inclined to talk because I feel like people don't want to hear me. Or I'm, you know, bothering them or whatnot. Which is unfortunate. But I guess that's how psychology works. I don't know. A lot of people are shy because they don't talk a lot. And then, you know, they become introverts. I did the opposite. I think I've talked for too long. And some people didn't like it. That just made me not want to talk. But with the right people, I can definitely talk a lot. I am rambling and not really talking about the game, which is not a great start. I'm definitely gonna keep this video, no matter how bad it is, no matter how people say it's gonna be terrible or it's like, why? I'm gonna keep it as a learning experience. Just if you don't try, you'll never learn. And I want to learn. The people that say that they're not good at math is because they never try to do multiplication. But I will try. I definitely will try. I think for starting right now, I'm just gonna do what I usually do, which is build in a kind of like a reverse pyramid style, where, you know, it's small, goes bigger. That's how I usually build all my buildings. Makes it easier to expand, obviously, because the more you progress, the more space you need. The higher you go, the more space you have. Kind of goes hand in hand. But, you know, try new experiences, Jake. Try new experiences. So I don't like to have my NPCs like building in their buildings being, you know, together, because they always talk and then they like join up together and it's really annoying. You want to talk to like the guide and he's like in the same area as the nurse, or vice versa, you know. You want to heal and the nurse is too busy talking to someone right in their face. It's annoying. So I like to keep them separately, and then that way, you know, they don't have to deal with that. I know you have like the weapons like the fly swatter now that, you know, you separate people, but it's just much easier like this. That way you don't have to bother at all. Everybody's in their own room, separated. Kind of sad if you put it that way, but it's needed. The world needs it. Alrighty. Also, as you can see, my inventory is already piled up. Thankfully, he's expert, so it's not even someone pose much of a threat, honestly. But with Terraria, everything kills you. This whole world is designed to kill you, thanks to Red's Red's vision of this game. It just troll after troll after troll. You will die everywhere. You'll die fighting slimes. You'll die falling. You'll die because you got drowned by a tiny little waterfall, and you stopped us from getting more spoilers. Yes, I'll never forget that. It was both hilarious and frustrating. I was yelling at my screen for a while. So, Shippy, I like you a lot. But come on, man. You had one job. One job. Alrighty. We'll be playing... I know I said 7 houses, but... Did I say 7 houses? You know, I've started and recorded this video so many times that I've already lost. I already forgot where I am. But this is the one that I'm keeping, no matter how bad it gets. So if anybody watches this and they're like, they already quit because it's horrible, I apologize, but it needs to be done. I need to get this out. That way, I know what I need. If someone at least, you know, watches it and then says, you know, this is terrible, all I ask is that you say why. Because I suck at the game, because I talk too much, because I'm too quiet most of the time. Just let me know. No matter what you say, even if you mean it in a harsh way, at least you're saying something, which means I can learn from it. And if I learn from it, hopefully I begin to improve. That's all I want. To improve. Alrighty. So, pretty standard area right here. Now, one thing I always wanted of Terraria is the fact that I could want a crafting workbench that's 3 blocks wide. Because the wooden table, it's, you know, like you can craft the watches, you know, if you have the chain, but you can't craft anything else, you know. I want a crafting that's 3 blocks, just at least for, you know, symmetry. Because I just want to have one here, but no, because it's symmetry, I have to put 2. It's one little quirk I have. Alright, well, I have a lot, but at least a starting thing. Alrighty, so 2 blocks there. I haven't collected enough stone, like no stone at all. But usually I put it there, which means I can put 3 blocks there. I'll leave 1 space here for that. Okay, perfect. And then you go this way. And I completely changed my mind now. And I'm gonna not do symmetry. After all, I talked about symmetry. Yeah. This will be the furnace. This will be the anvil. Piggy bank always goes on top of the workbench, well, for me. Then another chest. I like to keep bottom one for bars and things that, you know, you smelt. And up there, it's literally anything else that you can use to craft weapons and armor and whatnot. Mob drops. And because it is too tiny, I'm gonna increase the ceiling. One thing I learned is the fact that I always make my buildings too short, I guess. And I've learned to just make it taller. Taller makes it nicer. Thank you. Alrighty. This is gonna be the most boring video ever. I'm sorry. But hopefully, everything works out and things get better. You know, if you start really badly, then that's great news. You know, it can't get any worse. uh, so, if you stick around, hopefully that becomes true. If not, then we can all just laugh at myself. But you know, I half glass half full or half empty. I'm neither of those, or I'm both actually. I can see the good and bad of everything, but I don't focus on the bad. I also don't focus too much on the good and only expect the good. But you know, that's me. A little bit of everything. Variety is the spice of life, someone said. Alrighty. Once I get this done... Ooh. That guy's doing work over there. While I'm over here just... chopping away. Placing blocks away. Can I? Yes. Whenever I play Terraria, I always like to make like a farming, like a lava pit, you know, that way the monsters always die. But then I tend to realize that at the end it's not that useful. At the beginning, yeah, but afterwards I tend to not use it at all, or the monsters just barely take any damage, you know? I'm sure, you know, with traps and everything, you can make a really decent one. Or no, I'm certain of it. But usually I don't do that. I just leave the pit just by itself. Maybe put a dark trap or two. And then just hope for the best, you know? But usually that's enough. You don't have to go fancy with this area. I know a lot of people think that, oh, it's a grindy game, you know, you have to do 10 hours of this to accomplish that. I don't think it's true at all. You can play this game however you want. I'll be playing it a very simple thing. I'm not gonna put too much thought into anything. I can put in everything else, you know. Just go with the flow. Probably gonna be bad. Definitely gonna be bad. But I just want to show people that it can be done. Maybe people will do it better than me. No, you're not. I'm certain everybody can do it better than me. But then again, that's the fun. These guys, they're very agile. Okay, back in the corner. Thankfully, expert mode, they don't do much damage. If it was master mode, oof. Definitely would die. The difference between expert and master, it's a lot. It is a lot. And then from legendary to master, oh, it's even more. I like playing legendary mode, but only with someone else. Like, I usually play with my brother. He's the only one I play Terraria with, honestly. I tried a little bit with people in the Xbox, what's it called, club thingy, but usually either they stop playing or they're just, I don't know, they play too focused Terraria for my liking, you know. They want to play with classes, they only want to play with classes, or they only want to do challenge runs, or they only want to like be efficient with everything they do, which is fine, definitely fine, but it's not how I play, honestly. Like, obviously, yes, I do pick a class, but every now and then, like, if I'm halfway through the game, and then I'm like, you know what? This bow is fun, but, you know, I just got this new gun, or I got this new magic staff, I'm gonna go change it. And then, you know, I don't like it when people go like, no, you cannot. breaks the game. We'll stop playing if you do. You know that? Oh, I don't like that. You know, just play how you want. It's a game. Obviously, if you're doing a challenge, run specifically where you're saying, I can only use this weapon. Like, props to you, man. That is quite impressive. I watched a few of those people, and they can play this game so well. Or at least they have confidence that they can. That they go all the way with just a wooden bow, you know? I have no idea how you guys do that. But you guys are amazing. But it's not me. I'm the type of person that I like to use anything and everything. If I find the enchanted sword, I'll use the enchanted sword. If I find meteorite bars like in the underground, look at that, magic gun time. That's just how I am. I probably will do like class playthroughs eventually, hopefully. You know, starting from zero and then focusing on only using certain classes. That's definitely fun and entertaining. But for now, I just wanna play how I usually play, which is just simplicity in its form. Alrighty, I need stone for a furnace. Now, a lot of people think that when you play Terraria, it's a very long game. Or, if you're really good, you know, you think it's a very short game. Definitely both. Like everything. But, I think it's much funner if you don't make it slow. Now, that's like doesn't sound right, you know. Even me right now speaking to it doesn't sound right. But what I meant is the fact that you can play all you want, never leaving that starting little house or hut you make, whatnot, and then later on you can go and get a wooden bow, you know, and then slowly go after that, and just keep exploring. Eventually, you will have like platinum armor. What's that sword called? Star Fury, and you haven't even bought the first eye. Cthulhu, you know, you're super geared, and then you fight Cthulhu. And then you're like, oh, this is easy. You go fight the Eater of Worlds, or you fight the Brain of Cthulhu, and you defeat it, and you're like, oh, this is even easier. This game is easy. Then you hit Skeleton, or the Wall of Flesh. And then you're like, oh crap. Game is too difficult. And then they quit. That's the main problem that I see with a lot of people. That they don't practice enough. They don't explore the fighting system. That's the most important thing of Terraria, you know? A lot of people just want to explore, build, you know? That's fine. But I find the bosses to be very fun. And a lot of people skip him, or they don't skip him, they rush him. And then they don't experience the fun it is of battling them. Like Cthulhu, my brother always says like, oh, I gotta have the boots. I gotta have, you know, gold armor or higher. I gotta have a really good weapon. I'm like, sure. You know, you wanna kill it fast, but you're not gonna learn anything from it. You're not gonna practice its patterns, learn how to dodge it well. You're just doing maximum damage and hopefully taking damage and then surviving it, you know? You gotta take it slow, you know? You can beat the Cthulhu with anything. The one that's sparking, this little blowpipe. Obviously it's gonna take way longer than if, you know, you have like a nightmare sword or what's it called? Bane something. I know this game so well, but I always forget the names of everything. Like my favorite book or my favorite movie or my favorite TV show. I can say I like it a lot and I watched it 1,000 times, but I'll still forget common things. I really don't want the bomber right now. Ready. If I'm going too quiet right now, it's because I'm thinking and I'm a slow thinker. So, one more thing I gotta worry about is like, what do I talk about when I'm thinking? And should I even think about those things? Because then I won't, I won't think properly. So much things to learn, so many things to improve on. But we'll take it one step at a time. I think this is gonna be it for today. I'm gonna stop recording, see how things go. Thank you.